Popping on my champagne campaign. Popping on my champagne campaign.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Camille.
And it's Heavyn.
And you're tuned in to Brunchism.
Popping on my champagne campaign. 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 Popping on my champagne campaign.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Camille, and you are listening to an all-new episode of Brunchism. I don't know why I can't get this right this week, but we're going to keep going. Behind the lens, I got my girl Jasmine. Say what's up to the people.
What's up?
Over there on the boards and things, we got our guy T-Reg. Say what's up.
What it do?
Yeah, we got him a mic, y'all. It's about to get real. To the left, I have my lovely co-host.
I'm here. What's up? Welcome back. Today? I'm doing wonderful. What about you?
I'm doing muy bien, girl.
Okay.
All right.
Spanish on the mode.
And this week, on our artist series, we have a special guest that goes by the name of Nicole. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Happy to be here?
Yes, I'm happy. The sun's out. Shit. My
it's
legs
spring
out.
And shit. That's what I'm talking about. Energy. All right, so March is over. Bye, March.
Bye.
It was so good to have Women's History Month, and that was great. So this month, I'm not going to give us an org of the month just because we have a bunch of things that we're involved with for the month of April. So I'm just going to shout those out. First, Sunday, April 14th, which is in 2 weeks, Brunchism, along with Unexpected Designs and This Is Jazz, is going to be holding our second annual charity brunch. Sunday, April 14th. Tickets on sale now. And also on the 26th and the 28th, we will be special guests at an event for Push Experience
special.
LA and for the Thank You LA Day Party. So look out for all that coming in April. We're going to be booked and busy and out here networking and shit. So buy your tickets and all of those things. More information on our Instagram.
All right, yeah. Check that out.
Let's move on.
Mr. Untouchable.
Fresh about that bulletproof 740 fever. Tipped $100 when the valet grabbed my keys. I'm running through this money like these hundreds is Adidas. They hating and I see why. We riders and we fly. You niggas is neither. You know the procedure. Hustle till we run out and count cash and re-up. Hot till we die, so it's motherfucking detox. And only thing we run is Louis belts through our Levi's. Catch me at the front.
What's up, y'all? And we're back with our very first segment. It is time for What's on Your... Maybe I should listen to an episode so I can remember how I do this. I don't know why. I am blanking.
Can you scoot that
Just
bottle over
flow
or
with
pull
it.
it back towards you? The bottle. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? And we're back for What's on Our Menu. It's our very first segment for our new listeners. It's the portion of the show where we catch up and see what's new with each other and everyone's lives. So, Heavyn, what's on your menu for this week? I roll. Let's get into it.
I snuck somebody into my room for the bed.
Oh, teenager vibe. What's going on?
It was kind of fun though. Like,
I feel like you didn't have to sneak. I feel like you could have just told your grandma.
I didn't want to. You know her.
Yeah.
And I didn't want all that. You know.
Did you like the thrill? The
thrill
of sneaking?
Like when I had snuck him out, I was like, this is kind of fun. Like,
You did some role playing shit.
he was like, why am I sneaking in through the back? Like, look, I don't need you to be the... Because I live with my grandma now, and I didn't used to. So it's a little different. Like, I don't want every dude, to be my grandma. Like, that's a little, serious to me. And no, like, grandma can't be meeting everybody. So that was interesting. But it was like weird because he had to be quiet, and I just ended up just telling my grandma. Like,
you had to be quiet.
Well, no, it wasn't like that. No. We were chilling, watching movies.
Oh, so y'all were Netflix and chilling.
That's it, though.
Okay,
That's it.
I say the same thing, girl. Yes, deny, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. I feel it.
No, but that was just interesting because I never had to like sneak nobody in. So that was the first time. What else?
I can teach you some partners. You know me and Deanna used to be sneaking people in. I can tell you what to do,
Back
girl, if you need help. Yeah, we got the, at my dad's house, it'd be like, beep, 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 every time a door opens.
Hella locks.
Allegedly, I never snuck anybody in my dad's house, but allegedly, you gotta go around the thing.
Yeah.
These little tricks you can do. I'll tell you about them.
All right. I gave my dog away.
You did? Are you serious?
No, just temporary.
Wow.
Oh, because he's mad as fuck. So he's with my grandma's little boyfriend, and he's trying to train him for me because I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. But I'm.
What do you mean bad? Like, what does he do?
He pees where he wants. He will leave from outside to come in the house and pee on the carpet and take his ass back outside. He disrespectful.
Patience is a virtue. They're like children.
I had a lot of patience. I had him for like 3 months already.
Oh, that's not enough patience, boo.
Babies don't potty train after 3 months.
You know what they told me when I first got my dog?
What?
It's not about training the dog, it's about training yourself.
Ooh.
Oh, well, if they would have told me that before I got the dog, I wouldn't have got it.
It is, no, for
you
real,
like, I don't need
you
no
gotta
training.
be patient, because you gotta remember that they don't know.
It's outside. You
But he
pee
still doesn't know.
outside.
Just
I
like you had to learn how to pee on the toilet.
And that's why I got no kids, because I period. But yeah, he's gonna come back when he has learned some manners and knows how to go outside or whatever. For my job, I had to do like a home visit on one of my clients, and it was like the scariest thing ever. Like, little old me. Luckily, I was with another girl, but she my size too. This man is like going off on us, like, why are y'all here? Y'all just make trouble for me. Like, going off like, sir, this is part of my job.
Oh, because you're a social worker.
Yeah. And we introduced him, was like, oh, we're the social workers. He said, y'all don't look too social. Ooh. So then we told him like what we were there to do. He was like, do you mind like showing us around? He said, I really don't give a damn what y'all think about my house.
I would have been like, sir, do you want to keep your kids or not? Because
just like,
you're not doing a good job.
This is a lie. Like, he was really just like going off on us. And then like he's like, this is a $240,000 house. Do you live in a $240,000? He would just go off it.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just sitting there just trying to like, like keep my professionalism, like don't go off on him because he was being really rude to her. And I wanted to like stick up for her. Like, you don't have to talk to her like that. Like, we're just doing our job.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just fucked up in that. So fuck him. So yeah,
Can you tell on your clients, like, what did he do to get in the system? Why are his kids there?
No, I work with adults, but they're like mentally disabled. So like they have caregivers. So it's not like his dad or nobody.
Gotcha.
It's like, yeah. Can't say too much because like HIPAA laws or whatever. But yeah, so if anybody wants to give me like a taser, some
I got you.
Some
Pepper
spray, mace, anything. I would take anything because they be trying.
But you may not want to do mace because you're gonna be like in an enclosed environment and then you're gonna be mace too. So just tase that nigga.
Taser.
We just niggas all 2019.
He was big and he had that little belly like look if you like bump you and you go flying.
So
It was super big. I'm just like, why are you going off with this? He felt like the belly, the But yeah, so yeah, that was crazy.
I'm looking on Twitter right now. Everybody talking about Nipsey also got shot.
Shut up.
What?
Like some tweets are saying he did, and some are just saying he got shot. Shit crazy.
Wait, dead?
I swear to God. I swear to God. I'm looking right now.
Can you look, Heavyn?
Yeah.
I'm about to look online.
Shit crazy.
Come on, not Nipsey.
Not Nipsey. That's
Man, life is short.
I got plenty
I
of
hope
rappers.
he ain't dead.
I hope he not dead. That's some like hater shit. You know that most rappers that go back to their home city and get killed in their home city too.
Because jealousy, man. Money is an evil thing. Jealousy's eviler.
I really hope. Well,
Hopefully
I'm
it's
gonna
some
take a
bullshit.
little, yeah.
Hopefully it's alternative.
And in front of his place?
Oh shit, yeah. There go the video
Nipsey
right there.
Hussle. No, this is old. These are old. There's nothing on the news right now.
Well, Nipsey.
Let me get on
We
Twitter.
definitely.
It's gonna say that's the only thing that's on there, but let me get on Twitter.
And you know what? If that's true, then I'm gonna jump straight to some conspiracy theories.
I think
that
it's
nigga was doing a
Illuminati.
lot.
Okay.
He was doing a lot with,
It's
you know,
Illuminati.
like buying up property and just helping black people in general. The Dr. Sebi shit that he was talking about. So I wouldn't put that
He
past.
just tweeted. He just, well, from what I see, he just tweeted like an hour ago. Having strong enemies is a blessing.
That's so
All
crazy
right.
because like last year, my homegirl, she went to a club, and I guess they got into an altercation, like just an argument with some other girls, and so they got kicked out the club, and she left, and she got in a car and went home, and they followed her home and shot her 13 times in the chest and the girl, and she died. And I just think that like the world is so fucked up now that words hurt people so much, hurt people's egos so much that they just are willing to take another person's life. And for what? You know what I'm saying? That don't make you feel no better.
Oh my God.
That's just crazy. Like, this shit's crazy. That's why, like, when I hear shit like that, like, about people getting shot, I just be like, there's nothing on this earth. Like, that just shows you how weak you are. Like, you think that's, like, keeping you strong, but that shows you how weak you are. Like, something hurts your feelings that bad to where you want a person to not exist. Yeah. You want them to not exist because you can't face them being here. That don't make no sense. That's retarded. That shit crazy.
Damn. I didn't mean to put it.
It's okay.
I feel like I had to be said.
Yeah. I said a little quick prayer because I don't want Nipsey to be gone. That would be the worst thing for LA since Tupac. Like, I hate when people do retweet and post videos of people's bodies being killed. Like, that's not normal for us to see, you know? We shouldn't be able to keep seeing that over and over. Like, it's not normal for us to see dead bodies. Because when, and again, I don't know, like, extra shit, but the very few times that I've seen white people's bodies on the floor, dead or shot, that shit is off the internet immediately. Like, they take that shit out. Because it's a respect issue. Yeah. Nobody wants to see, if I don't want to be scrolling and find out that my cousin got shot because it went viral. Yeah. Like, that's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and it shouldn't be normalized to see dead bodies. When it's white people, they remove it so fast. But black bodies, they'll circulate that shit for months, years at a time. It'll never get taken down. You have to do a whole bunch to get those videos taken down. Like, we shouldn't be able to just keep seeing ourselves dead on the street. That shouldn't be normal for us to keep seeing dead bodies on the street. Like, but y'all take white people videos off. All right, we're going to need an intermission.
Some Gap band.
like the Joe Budden podcast do. Yeah, that's exactly what they play when everything.
Yo, that's really my jam. Like, that's my, like, pick-me-up song.
When shit gets serious, I'm going to play it real quick before we get back into the what's on your menu.
Yeah, play it, because that's my jam. I want to make the world a better place, man. That's it.
Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. This is when they're trying to transition between moods. I feel like it's necessary right now.
This is my go-to song, like my light me up song.
We definitely had our moment. We definitely still thinking about Nipsey. We're going to finish this episode and we're going to check in.
We sending all these positive vibes to Nipsey Hussle right now. Sending you love, bro.
All right. Heavyn? Was that all that was on your menu?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Nothing else is like really that important.
Okay.
What's on your menu? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I had a pretty slow week this week. I didn't do much. Yesterday, I went to the Joe Budden podcast.
Oh, did you?
Though. Yes, I did.
How was that?
Ooh, Heavyn is upset. Let me just say that these tickets were gifted to me. Okay. I didn't purchase them. And by the time that we found out that we got them, the show was already sold out. So no hard feelings, Heavyn. Can you say okay?
No.
No, she still got hard feelings. It was cool. It was fun. It didn't make me. I posted like on Brunchism story that I was there or whatever. Mm-hmm. It didn't make me want to rush to do, because some people were asking like, when are y'all gonna do another live show? Like 4 people asked. It didn't make me want to rush to do another live podcast, just because it was like it was
I'm
a little bit.
Another. I'm like, oh, but you didn't.
Yeah, I do it one time. yeah. It was a little unorganized, but their show was unorganized, and that's what works for them. Like, you know, it's just them niggas just talking about whatever. But the crowd participation, like anytime somebody in the crowd did something that wasn't funny, or it took them too long to do something funny or whatever, the whole crowd was just like, boo! Ruthless as fuck. I was just like, oh my God. And even Joe and Maul and Rory was getting like real spicy with the niggas in the crowd and shit. And I was like, I don't know if I have it in me to be mean to like some people in the supporters to ask a dumb question. Like, I can't see myself being like, that's a dumbass question next, but that's the energy that they had. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. We're gonna see and prepare ourselves. But it was fun. It was a fun experience. He definitely has like a mixed
crowd.
Yeah, like I was trying not to think in podcaster mode, but of course I naturally was, and I was just looking like the different people. Like, he definitely has tapped into the male listeners, but the crowd overall is still older, like 29 to 40, you know. So
We're almost there, y'all.
I know, but I don't want to talk about. I just made it to 25, and
We're
I'm just settling into 25. Like I'm just accepting it, so I can't even think about 40.
Realize like, okay, this shit ain't slowing down.
Yeah,
like it's for real.
Like
now.
it's happening.
Like, okay,
it's
it's game time.
I know.
I'm gonna start lying about my age soon.
Hello, you can do it. So
every time I go to
I'm
the
gonna
store.
stay 25 for the rest. Like for the next 10 years, I'll be 25.
I'll support all of that shit. Okay.
Y'all didn't go to the rafties?
No, we didn't go to the rafties.
No?
We didn't. I went home. But why are you looking at me like that?
No. Well, I want to know what you're saying.
Oh. So for the second weekend in a row, I made it last. What time we get back, Jazz? Like 11? 11:30 maybe?
Yeah, probably 11.
So I made it home at 11.
Mm-hmm.
At home was just like my hand was right here on my eyelash to take it off. I get another FaceTime, this time from a different sister, Deanna.
Mm-hmm.
What you doing? Oh, I just got home from the podcast. Oh, okay, you want to go out with me? Get dressed. I'm already dressed. All right, I'm about to come get you. So for the second weekend in a row, second weekend in a row, I was home at a decent time, about to be in my bed. One of my sisters called me and got me out of the house.
You was throwing it back like Tatiana?
I was, but I wasn't. I'm not
Go ahead and bust
hungover.
down,
I'm not hungover. That's
What
time
you
for that.
talking
I feel like all of March I was hungover every Sunday when I
Yeah.
came in here. We went to a bar in Manhattan for one of her like Instagram friends' birthdays or whatever.
One of her
Instagram. This is the life we live.
Yeah.
One of her Instagram
You feel
friends.
me? She was just showing
Oh,
love,
God.
but we did that. That was pretty fun.
But at least you guys interacted with this Instagram friend
Yeah,
person in a real life situation.
They got real with it. It wasn't just like
You
my
know.
like
now
my
we're
shit
real
rolled
friends
by.
and not just gram friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I have any grand friends?
I don't think I do.
Heavyn, move your mic towards your mouth, please.
Shout out to my grand friends.
You got sound engineer friends, that's for sure.
Shout out to him.
But it made me realize something that I have been trying to come to terms with myself, but never wanted to admit it. But I don't think that I'm that good at saying no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boundaries.
Would you agree, Heavyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm that. Jasmine, you think I'm good at saying no? As far as like if somebody invite me to some shit.
Do you think you're like a people
Jasmine
pleaser?
put on her shade. Yeah. When it comes to, I don't know, a lot of the times, like, even for, like, birthdays and things like that, like, I went through a little phase in San Diego where, like, everybody wanted me at their 21st birthday and shit. Like, you gotta come turn this up, you the fun one. As soon as I say no, like, you're not going, that's not fair, but you're fun, blah, blah, blah. I used to be like, okay, but I'm not fun 24/7. Like, Sundays, I'm just not. And there's nothing wrong with me, but some days I'm just not about to be the loud bitch in the room. Like, I'm not about to be the turn one today. That's just what it is. And so I'll be feeling bad when I'm not.
But why do you think you feel bad when you say no?
Oh, I don't know. Because I be wanting people to have fun still. And I be feeling like,
You
oh,
think they
I don't
can't
want...
have fun without you?
They can,
They
but I
make
know,
it seem like
they
they
make it
can.
seem like they can. I know that I'm going to be fun when I come. So I like, and I know I'll be fun other times, so I don't want them to like feel like I'm like...
Don't like that.
Yeah,
But
like,
how does that
yeah.
make you feel? Do you like enjoy yourself when you go out, or do you ever be feeling like
Shit,
drained?
she
like,
life coaching me, y'all.
or do you ever feel like drained?
I definitely be feeling drained. That's why I said, like, I realize that I don't really know how to say no, and
Because
I'm
like
working
imagine
on
how
it.
much more fun you could be at a function if you went to one function a month
Yeah, that I actually wanted to
that
go
you actually
to.
wanted
Yeah.
to go to.
No, I feel
Versus
you.
gave half your energy at all for it.
But even half my energy is still more than a lot
Yeah.
of other niggas' energy.
But like when you
Still.
do it, you want to do it.
And I
You
feel like
wanna
also,
come fuck
because
shit
you
up
have a
and then go.
podcast.
Mhm.
So, like, you want to get out there and meet people and just
Yeah,
have, like,
networking.
content, I guess. And
I've been liking the networking that we've been doing recently, but I have found that with podcasting, I have been more inclined to not want to talk to people because I feel like I'm always talking. Like, y'all can hear me. Shit. I don't want to talk all the time. Or even, like, some stuff I won't even tell, like I won't update my mom or my sister or something because I'm like, oh, I said that on the podcast already. Or just, like, I don't want my friends to be tired of hearing my voice because they listen to us, you know, so I don't want to keep talking to them all the time. So it has made me kind of a little less
Fucking
social in
friends,
a
talk.
way.
So how does it feel? Like, do you think you have friends that don't listen?
I know I have friends that don't listen. That's a fact. There's no point in me even doing this if they're not watching this. But I know I got friends that don't listen for sure, yeah. But some I don't take it personal because I have some friends that just don't listen to podcasts in general.
Yeah, it's like
So,
you
like,
gotta know your
yeah,
friends.
exactly.
You know
So
who you're dealing with.
they still promote and support, but I know podcasting is just not their niche. And then I have some friends That is some friends, but that's
I feel like, and I feel like that's a key thing to talk about because everybody wants to talk about this support your friends, trend, and it's great. I'm all here, support the fucking homies. But I think you also have to know what kind of friend you got. Like, you can't just expect
different ways
people
to support.
Yeah, there's different ways.
Like
if
my
you
sister,
sit here and listen to me talk my shit, I feel like that's support.
My sister doesn't listen to every episode, but she will listen to me if I'm frustrated, if I have a creative block. If I say, can you help me pay for this episode this week? If I say, like, she supports me in other ways besides just listening. So, I definitely have friends that do that. But like I say, I do have some other friends that be
then you got to know them, and then you
shit.
got to know who's really just not your friend. Yeah. Who just want to be around until you pop, and then they want to be a part of the popping situation.
Girl, but that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, that's all that's on my menu for this week. It's light work. Oh, I did my hair.
It's cute.
I used to do my hair all the time in college because I was broke. And now that I'm not working, I'm broke again. I was like, let me, stop walking around here looking like a ragamuffin and do something to my fucking hair. But Lord, I do not like doing my own fucking hair. I do not like it. It is the worst.
I kind of like it.
You like
it's
it?
Kind of fun.
I don't because I get distracted easily. My arms get tired. Like, I'll go in the house and start cooking something, make a drink. Like, it takes so much more longer than paying somebody that just has to do it in one session. I'll be like, I don't have to record until 3 tomorrow. I got 16 hours. I could do this part, and then I'll stop and go do this. I can put on a hat while I do that and then finish it. Like, I'll do that. Yeah.
You just have all the ultimatums.
All of it, so I don't have to finish it to the very last minute. There's a lot.
Well,
it looks good, though.
Thank you. I stole Heavyn's style a little bit. I had to FaceTime.
I did this last Sunday when I got home because I hated my hair. It's like, let me do this.
Yeah, you took your shit out quick.
Did it like that.
Hello, I remember those days when you didn't do it. Now you come in here with a new style everywhere. All right, that's right. That's why Taj won't put me on the song. I get it. All right, but that's all for my menu. What about you, Nicole? What's on your menu for this week?
For this week, let's see. Okay, the beginning of the week was like a blur. Oh, no, I will say that I'm super proud of myself. I think it's very important that you be proud of yourself. You hype yourself. You gotta be your own fucking hype man. And I'm really proud of myself because I've been wanting to do the YouTube thing for a very long time.
Yes, I saw that you were doing that.
I've been wanting to do it, and I've committed to everything except that. And I didn't know why. And when I really sat down and I journaled about it last weekend, I realized that I was just too worried about well, what if nobody subscribes? But what if it's just too much on my plate? But it's really not anything out of the normal that I'm already doing. So I'm really proud that I really have committed to that. And then just me being consistent this week, I went from fucking 25 subscribers to 100 subscribers. And I know that's not a lot, but it's just like for me, I was like, wow, 100 of y'all want to listen to me talk my shit?
I want to make sure y'all catch me. Y'all subscribe.
I was like, what?
That's usually the hardest part, though, with saying that you're going to do something
just
and actually doing it. Like,
because
starting is really the hardest
about
part.
Just who's going to listen and blah, blah, blah. But I think what worked for me is I changed from who's gonna listen to, you know what, I'm just gonna talk my shit. And if somebody listens, they listen. And if they don't, then they don't. But it's an outlet for me. And now I'm using it as I have a folder in my computer as just my own research. So when I write my books now, I have my thoughts that are out on video that I can kind of reference. So that was one thing for me. Yesterday I went to the beach with Jordan, Written Rose. She was on.
Let me tell you, shout out to Jordan. She was popping on the beach. She was feeling herself. She was over there dancing on the video.
Girl. We was okay. It was too fine, too much chocolate, too much melanin. It was a good time. But I'm really excited because I feel like everything that I wanted to manifest into my life this year, I really have. I told myself I wanted to get out more because I'm a very social person. But when I went through my last breakup and stuff, I didn't realize how antisocial I became. I didn't realize how engulfed in someone else's life I became that I wasn't actually living mine. So it feels good to be back in my flow, back in my groove. Stella got that shit back quick. You feel me? I'm ready to bust down, Tati. I'm what's up? Hey, summertime, boo, come through. But yeah, so I went to the beach, and then last night I went to West Hollywood. I went out to the club for the first time, and I realized that I don't really know if the club is my thing. Okay.
Talk about it.
Look,
you gotta get a section.
I just feel
that's so.
It's not even about. I just feel like everybody is trying to impress other people, and so I just be people watching. I just be like, y'all know half these people really don't even give a fuck, at all. But it's we spend so much time trying to get dressed up and look a certain way for certain people and do certain things for certain people, and then we get in the club. And it takes alcohol for us to just act ourselves when we could just do that in real life.
I feel like
and then we
a lot
go to
of
the
it,
club with people and we don't even like connect with other people. We just be in our own little group.
I don't think I'm at the club to connect, honestly. I'm gonna throw some ass. I don't care if I'm talking to anybody.
I feel like LA club culture, and not just LA, but like major cities, so like LA, Miami, New York, all of that, like it's different because people come here for like a different thing. Like, so these are superficial type of environments for the most part.
I guess
so that's
LA is a whole
like
illusion.
when we went to that place in Mississippi, it was like a taco joint or something like that, and shit went up at the back of the taco spot. Like niggas was going up because it wasn't that like Hollywood expectation. Everybody
that's what I like. Like when I went out in Hawaii, that shit was lit.
Yeah, niggas get lit when there's no pressure.
First of all, it was no like the only part. The security was just there to check the ID. Like nobody was. No, I don't give a fuck what you're wearing or what. We're all coming here to have a good time and to fuck shit up.
Cause I don't want to go nowhere where no white tees is allowed. I like my niggas in white tees. Okay, I don't want to go nowhere where no Jordans, no Cortezes is allowed. I want all that shit in there. You gotta tuck your chains. I don't want to go to this club. I want to go to the club with the white tees and the
I like my bitches to have hats on. Okay,
hello,
I like a nice hat.
Snapbacks.
I like some nice sneakers. You feel me? Like why are these
like,
dresses
hold on.
appropriate?
No snapbacks. I don't want to go.
They want
like these bitches be looking the best in these sweatpants. Okay,
you need dress shoes. Like that's not the club I want to go to. I want to go in the club where niggas can have on their Nike
Camille
slides.
wants to go to the club.
That slides with the sweatpants.
I
want to have y'all seen that video on Twitter where the security guard is checking the dude real life. That's not the club I want to go to. I want to go to the club where all the niggas can keep their gun on them. That's the club that I like. So when I be walking in place, they be like, no white tee. You wear your belt out, pull your pants up, no hats. Like, I can already tell it's not gonna be no niggas of interest in here for me. So I want to go to the next one.
That's how I feel. Like I was at the club last night, and I was just like, the girl that I want in here.
Excuse me, man. I don't want to go to a club where a guy be like, excuse me, man, would you like to dance? I want to go to the club where a nigga pull me and bend me over. I gotta start twerking, okay? Those type of shit that I want to go to.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's just like we're all trying to hold up this image.
Yeah.
It feels so good to just take it off. Just like whatever.
If you know those type of parties, you feel me? We trying to go. You feel me?
She gave you the whole key.
No wallflowers. If your party invitation said no wallflowers, we trying to go.
Right. For real.
Do y'all remember in high school where they used to have those booty shorts versus basketball shorts parties? Yes. I was there in my
Boxers versus Victoria's Secret, some shit.
Taj, you remember?
I remember and I was not there.
You wasn't there? Oh, God.
Me either. Okay.
Look, I wasn't there neither. I'm not even gonna bullshit y'all. I was not allowed to go. Okay, everybody knew my auntie Alicia House Odoms. Listen here. Nicole was not allowed to do nothing.
I'm not gonna front. There was a couple of times where I changed clothes at Heavyn House.
Lord.
And it just is what it is. Hey, Mom. But this when I moved back here with my dad, Mom, so it wasn't on you. This was the last.
I was kind of reminiscing about all the shit I kind of got away with as a kid. Like, low-key, I was a slick motherfucker. Like,
it was cool. It was cool because my parents was the voice. My mom, I could be honest, I always told her where I was going for real. And my dad used to be, on his father's shit, as he should. You feel me? That didn't stop me from being a young ratchet. So I was like, I'm at my mom's house with it. Boom. Ow! Bye, Mom. I'll see you later. Dad, I called Mom.
I ain't even asking you to go nowhere. I'm just going to my mom's house and ask her.
Hello, that's really what it was. Because it's not like my dad knew none of my friends know it. He just now learned all of y'all motherfucking names. So if I told him, like, who's Jasmine? All right, never mind. I'm going to my mom's house. Mom, I'm going to Jasmine's house. Like, that's how it would have to be.
Yeah. But what else is on my menu? I started reading a new book called Biocentrism. It's on consciousness. It's actually really, really good, but that's only important because I told myself I was going to try and read a book every 2 weeks, and I've stuck to it, so I'm on like an 8th or 9th book now. Whatever.
Ooh,
this year.
Send me a book list?
I didn't like reading until now.
I like reading, but I only like reading specific things. Like, I like reading, like, mystery and like adventurous books and shit. I've tried to read like self-help books and like guide books and stuff
because
like that.
That shit is not for everybody.
I never get into them.
It's not because you know what? It's fucking sugar-coated goddamn motivation, and when you really get down to it, that shit don't work because it can't give you, and that's what everybody's missing out of these fucking books and why they don't work for them. It's because at the end of the day, you got to do the fucking work, and people don't want to do the work. You can fill them with all this fluff and all this motivation and inspiration, but you can't force anybody to change. And that's what people want. People read these books and think it's going to change their life. No, you got to change the shit yourself, my nigga. Like, there ain't no shortcuts.
All right, that's fair.
But yeah, I like sci-fi.
I like that type of shit. Yeah.
I like some shit where you can show me a different world. Like, paint me a picture. And I like how you can kind of like form and visualize your own picture through someone else's words. Like, it's never gonna be the same. And that's why they say movies never add up to the book.
They don't.
Because a book you can read and you can visualize your own fucking whatever you want it to be.
It's been a couple of movies that I've seen after I read the book and I was like, that's not how that scene went in my head. It's just not resonating with me.
Let's fucking talk about it, because this 50 Shades of Grey had me fucked up because my imagination is way bigger than this fucking movie, okay?
How was your movie go?
Listen, Christian Grey ain't the one. He's not the one. He's not the one or the two. Okay? He's not even there yet.
Who was yours? Who was your pick?
I'm just saying, this nigga's barely scratching the surface on this shit.
Okay.
Because in the movie, now look.
My mom always read like Zane books all the time.
Zane books
and so when everybody was reading 50 Shades of Grey, she was like,
this shit ain't.
She was like, this shit is weak. I was like, sorry, Mom.
Look, Zane had the fucking codes to life, okay?
I think I've only read like one Zane book.
Man,
I was jealous,
but I didn't.
Zane was doing the thing.
My mom I used to read all the time. My sister didn't. So my mom, when my sister turned 16, she used to start letting my sister read Zane books to get my sister to read more. And so my sister was reading them. So when I turned 16, I was like, oh, bitch, come on, pass them down. And she was like, girl, no, you already be reading. You don't need to read this shit. I'm like, wait, well, I thought I was about to get freaky when it was time, girl.
But yeah, that's all that's on my menu for the week, except I'm driving. Me and my friend are taking a spontaneous road trip today.
Where are you going?
We're gonna drive up the Pacific Coast Highway and just like see nature and fucking sit in the quiet and not hear other people's bullshit for a bit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right.
Is it special?
Like, I done turned into like a whole
special friend.
Oh yeah, it's a friend or a friend.
No, it's like a real platonic ass situation. Like, it's a real platonic ass situation. Like, the only reason why it's cool, because I was gonna go by she was gonna go by herself, and then I like to just travel by myself. But we figured out that we work as friends because we know how to be alone together. Like, she don't gotta talk to me. I don't gotta talk to her. We can just be present. I like them kind of friends. Don't fuck with me. I'm not fucking with you. Do your thing.
But let's do that together.
But let's do our thing together. Right. Like, no, dead ass, I really will call some of my friends that don't live here on FaceTime, and we won't be talking to each other, but I just like that comfort of another person's presence. Like, you just here.
Me and my sister do that. I'm not gonna lie. My sister
and then, like, randomly they'll chime into the conversation.
My sister be at work, and she just called me, and she just be sitting there working, and I'll be sitting there, like, cleaning or something, and we be saying, like, 2 words at a time or something like that.
Because sometimes you just like that comfort of another person.
Oh, that's
but
true.
let's not talk about that, because, you know, we in this goddamn relationship culture where everybody want to be with somebody.
Who? She don't know what podcast she is.
She me neither. Girl, I'm cool. No, you know what? I'm not anti-relationships. I realized how much before I was so busy chasing a relationship that I didn't realize how much fun it was to be fucking single. Like, nigga, I ain't gotta ask nobody for shit. I ain't gotta consult with nobody. I ain't gotta consult nobody's fucking feelings. I ain't gotta coddle nobody.
Single or single and dating?
Because I'm single, and I don't like it.
I don't like single. I like single and dating.
This is the first time I've been single in a while. Like,
I'm single,
I don't have no roster.
Look. No, blank pages.
Girl.
Blank.
Girl, it's okay. Summer's coming. We about to get our roster up.
Hello? Sundress season. That's the season I thrive in. I just want to say sundress season is my shit, okay? Yeah. This ass get to go and left and right. Niggas be losing their mind.
What's the pants called that I thrive in? What's the
yeah, I know. Yeah, them booty pants. Heavyn me going up in them booty pants. I do too, though, but I won't wear around Heavyn. I let her get her shit off.
I'm excited is, like, this is the first summer where I'm not going to bullshit y'all, like, I was struggling with confidence for a couple years, you know? Mm-hmm. So this is the first summer where I actually feel like, no, bitch, you're doing it. Like, what? You're the one, not the 2 or the 3, my nigga. What's up, okay?
She's snatching dreams with her hands. That's what we call that, snatching dreams. Okay? That's what she's doing.
No, for real. Like, I feel like, especially now that this holistic age is coming through, and I'm all here for it. I'm all here for getting healthy and stuff like that. But y'all know, like, I feel like everything is becoming so aesthetic. Down to, like, what you own, the clothes you wear, and how you look and how you feel about yourself. And I feel like social media is playing a huge part in how we feel about ourselves. So for a long time, I was looking at other people's shit like, damn, like, am I not doing it? Like, what?
I feel
you know? And so social now it just feels good to finally be at a place to where it's like, I can look at people and not feel intimidated, but I look at them, I'm like, dang, you're beautiful. Like, I'm also beautiful, but you're beautiful too.
Exactly.
And that's dope.
I can acknowledge you without having
space.
to compare myself to you.
Yeah. Because most of the time we just get jealous of other people because we're comparing, not because they're actually doing anything to us.
That's real as fuck.
But that's what I tell people. If you see it in me, then it's also in you. So now I know if I see it in you, then it's in me.
Bada boom, bada bang.
Write that down.
Look, let me I'm a trademark it like I'm a trademark. Look, no, for real though. Because you only can notice it in somebody if it's something that you want to achieve for, or if it's something that's also in you. And if it's somebody that's like doing more than you, then they're just putting your life, because that's the vibration you are attracting. So you can look at that and be like, damn, I'm also capable because it's here. Yeah. It's happening. Somebody else is doing it. So I know I can do it now. But instead we look at that shit and we just like, oh, so-and-so is better than me. Or
that was a struggle. That was a struggle when I first started the podcast, and Kristen helped me through this because I was in a real funk about it. And I was like, I started the podcast and I was like, oh my God, everybody has a podcast. Like, how is ours ever going to stand out? How are we going to make it? Blah, 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 blah. She was like, think about it, my nigga. You started podcasting, so now you're seeing the podcast world. They've always been here, but this is the world that you're in. So if you want to be a podcaster, yeah, there's going to be nothing but podcasters around you. Don't think of it as everybody has one. Think of it as this is the environment that you're trying to be in and that you want to be in. Because I was really just like, man, everybody got one. Niggas to start a podcast every day. What the fuck am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah.
Imagine how the rappers feel.
The producer, same thing.
I was feeling like that, but then just what you said, like, this is what I'm trying to do, so of course that's all I'm going to see.
Exactly.
It's like when you get a new car, you're going to start seeing that.
Your car, yeah, because now your sight has changed.
I've been manifesting this goddamn Mercedes G-Wagon into my life, okay? So I keep seeing it.
Hold on, let me manifest.
That's my dream car, too.
For real. This G-Wagon is in my near future.
Quincy, Schoolboy Q.
Oh, my goodness.
Look, we're not going to play with you.
What's his name?
But it's true.
I really love Schoolboy Q. I was watching him and Anderson Paak on their story. You said Kofi?
I can't even say it's not in
I got a list of niggas that I'll manifest. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What?
Schoolboy Q.
I'm too done.
Who is that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Who is that?
He played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Look
Tell the
him
bitch
up.
Milwaukee I
Apparently
need
he's that
my
nigga.
Bucks.
Okay,
Girl,
look
you
him up.
can't even pronounce
One of the
that.
best.
Don't be
He a
last
top
name.
5 NBA player.
All right. Where the baseball players at? What's that last name?
The one that started with a Y. You know what I'm talking about? That played for the Dodgers.
I do, but
Euro.
some Puig to my him. P-U-I-G.
But it's a Y in there.
First name started with a Y.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think.
I got you. We're gonna bring back ESPN Heavyn real soon.
Right.
I'm working on it. I'm working on a segment.
Some,
all right.
Some baseball game.
Everybody else got anything for their menu? Y'all good?
No, my menu good.
All right, let's move on.
Hustle. Listen, look, black on black Mercedes Benz, tattoo all my lady friends, Nipsey on they titties, more game than ESPN. I turn these hoes to lesbians, make her fuck her best of friends, get here for 1 hour, smoke a blunt and catch my second win. I've been off my tour, but she probably just had sex with him. She's out of your possession, you cannot protect her. In South Central, that's my residence, daily like those 7 sins. And if I'm not the king of this, I must be the president. OMG, I'm ill as shit. Money is my medicine. Shout out to my niggas in the pen, text messaging. Shout out to them bitches getting it in they crevices. Conjugal visits make sex seem so irrelevant. Forget about the risk we took, I never can. Rebel in this white man's world until they bury him. Being broke is so un-American. That's why I'm screaming all money in till the end.
What's up, guys? We're back. Before we start with our next segment, we just want to say that we are just receiving the news about what happened with Nipsey. We're not sure with anything yet, but we just want to make sure that we say that we are praying for him and we're sending all types of love and energy to him and his family. We're all LA natives, so we just want to make sure that we say something if our mood seems a little different. We definitely are all feeling this right now, so
yeah.
We just wanted to make sure to say it. You feel me? We love you, Nipsey. Always.
Yeah.
Always, always, always.
And now back to our favorite game, Sip and Tell.
Heavyn, take it away.
Introduce yourself. All right. Sip and Tell is, our favorite drinking game. Our guest here, she has 4 cups in front of her. In the cups is champagne mixed with different juices. So she has to sip it and tell us what she thinks it's mixed with. If she gets it right, then Camille and I will answer the question. If she gets it wrong, then she has to answer the question all by herself. Are you ready, Nicole?
I'm ready.
All right. You can pick whatever one you want.
Okay, how many sips do I get?
2 sip minimum.
2 sip.
Maximum.
I was like 2 sip minimum. Got it.
What did Sean say last week? But you could sip.
Okay, wait. You gotta. I can't taste if I can't hear. I gotta be quiet.
Your senses get thrown off when you.
All right, we quiet. She's sipping.
Y'all hear me?
She gonna get this shit too. She vegan
This
and
is
earthy
guava.
and shit.
She right. It's guava.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, she about to get all of these shits right. Let me see, because I'm not doing this with you.
She said she vegan. She finna.
Yeah, somebody got guava last week. I don't even know what guava tastes like. All right. Heavyn. Which body part do you wish you could detach and why?
Detach?
Detach, yeah.
Girl, my vagina.
You would want to leave your vagina?
Yeah, leave it on the counter.
If I'm going on a date, sometimes you know you just the vagina be thinking for you, so you gotta.
You
put
don't
it on the
have
couch.
no self-control.
Girl, put it on the couch. Go on a date, come back, put it back in there. Like, girl.
He's trying to fuck like, I don't even got it on me. Look, I don't even got it on me right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I left it at the
I can't
house.
bullshit y'all because, okay, if nobody knows on this podcast, but I know y'all know that I'm a lesbian. So it's almost like leaving your strap in the
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you got the strap pack, the little backpack that you carry with you.
Disclaimer, Sanj was supposed to come today, and I wanted her to be here for this question because I was going to be like, you detach your body part anyway. You be having it with you all the time. She kept that thing on her. Do you
get the strap?
Do you prefer that when you're with somebody new, they get like, do they always have to get a new strap for you? Yeah.
Yep.
And
are they recently?
The strap.
They can be expensive. So recently, I ran into a situation where someone.
You an expensive strap type of bitch? Or you can take the standard?
Do you wear the strap or you getting strapped?
No, she getting.
Oh.
I'm a daddy fan.
I love nigga like.
No, but
daddy fan.
So recently I had a situation where someone didn't feel like they should have to because guys don't have to. Like, guys don't have the option to and I shut that shit down real quick because, my nigga, I don't care if you got the option or not. Like, I have the option. That's why
if you want me, you gonna get a new one, period.
But honestly, I've never had sex with anyone that hasn't made me, that I have not made get tested first. Not in my adult life.
Okay.
I worked as a lab tech for 5 years when I was in the Navy, and I done seen some shit, bruh.
So you was like, listen.
And I won't tolerate it. No, that shit's wild.
That's what I'm on now.
I was about to say, that's I've been hearing a lot of stories.
People
I've
be
been
playing
scared,
too crazy with that shit. Like, one night stands are all fun until you fucking got the clap. Okay.
Next cup.
You can't blame nobody else. People be trying to blame and point the finger. You can't blame nobody else but yourself, honey. Okay, what's the next one? Let's see.
We didn't say sniff. We said 2 sip maximum. You can only use one of your senses.
I've tasted this, but I don't know. I can't put the name on it.
It tastes like one of the straps.
No. Woo!
They be going up next door.
Oh, I can't put my finger on it.
You ain't never tried to collab with them, Taj?
Oh, fuck. It's not mango. It's tamarind. Is it like
Ooh,
some type
okay,
of
you got
tamarind?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Tamarind?
Like tamarind.
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
It's like an orange
Tangerine.
Tangerine.
It's
type
not
of situation.
tangerine.
No, what is it?
Is that okay? She got it wrong.
Okay.
So the answer is peach.
Oh.
All
I was gonna say that, but it was like a little off. Like, I was like, maybe it's not that.
What is the weirdest thing that a guest has ever done in your home?
Can I go back to the first question? Can we get an answer what you would take off?
Oh, we didn't.
Right. Do your answer. Let me think. What's the weirdest thing someone's done?
What body part would I detach and why? My titties for sure.
You would detach your
I've
titties?
never really enjoyed my breast that much.
I'm a titty
I've
woman.
always
I
said
can't.
that I would like.
Out there?
I would be cool with it. I've
Hey,
always
yo,
said that I
not
wanted a
gonna
breast
lie,
reduction. I have always
it
said
easier.
that.
But what's the like? Why?
Why?
Like, why would you take them
My
off?
breast, I enjoy having ass. I love it. It has never gotten in the way. My breasts get in the way. Yes, they have they're beneficial sometimes, but a lot of the times they're in my fucking way.
So what
And I
would
be
it
over
not
it.
be beneficial? Like, when you gonna leave them?
Like if I'm going to work out,
Okay, so you're gonna leave them on the couch.
if I'm
All right.
stretching, certain outfits like button downs, depending on what I'm wearing, they would have to go. I would like to leave them during sex sometimes too, but I know the nigga would probably be a little mad.
Yeah.
Niggas seem to enjoy them or whatever. But I've never really gotten much
Have you
pleasure
can I ask you a really
out of my
personal
breast.
question?
Yeah.
Have you ever done? Okay, so
Have I ever titty
let me
fucked?
look. Yeah, I was gonna say y'all know I'm a
Yeah, I
lesbian,
did.
so I gotta ask the question. Have you ever
I
did
did
the
it
thing with
before.
the dick in between the breasts?
I titty fucked before.
Okay.
It was more for him. Like I wasn't really seeing the pleasure of. I tried to. It was hard because I tried to
I wish y'all could see her face right now.
I tried to catch the rhythm of it, to open my mouth to do it, but I didn't really like it. But he did. He also had a big old
while we're on this
penis.
question, before we move on, how do you guys feel about sex? Because I feel like there's so much stigmas around sex that people people are so afraid to talk about it and shit. And they try to
we talk about sex all the time. If this wasn't called brunchism, it'll be called sexism. That's what.
No, for real, because I feel okay, so y'all know I be all into the energy and shit. So I be all into the chakras and your alignment system. But what people don't realize is your second chakra, your sacral chakra, is the beginning of all creation. Do you not realize life, literal life, human beings are created through the act of sex. That is where you find your creativity, where you're able to flow in a place of creating something out of nothing. And I feel like that's the highest, most beautiful shit ever. And not to mention, you get to have orgasms. What? Hey nigga, what? Don't tempt me with a good time.
I'm here for the second part.
Okay.
The first part was real deep, but that's
I don't take sex seriously like that all the time, but it is changing as I'm getting older. I found that it's not as easier to be a hoe as it was when I was younger.
Do you feel like
right
you take
now,
on people's energy whenever you have sex with them?
No, but it is getting harder to just be on some fucking dick type shit than it was when I was younger. Yeah, because if I don't want to be around you, then I don't want to fuck you either. I gotta have something to where. Before it used to be girl, I got some dick and now we about to go out, blah blah blah. It would be whatever. But now I'm just more kind of Taj, I used to be wild. I keep trying to tell you, I'm better now. But now I just be on some more I gotta be. It gotta be something. We don't have to be that serious, but it does have to be a little something to make me want. Because I'm gonna want to do more. Yeah. If I have some sort of attraction with you.
Okay, that was peach. I can see the.
Because I'm not trying to give everybody.
I see the peach now.
You see the peach? Everybody said they see the peach afterwards. Last week, Griff thought it was carrot juice. Don't know what that's about. But next time.
Okay, well, wait. What was my question for that? My question for that one, I got it wrong, was what was the weirdest thing a guest has ever done in my house? Right. Mm-hmm. This is not gonna sound weird to y'all, but this is weird to me. Mm-hmm. So back in the day when Tatiana was busting down. Okay. Tatiana being self. Yes. Was on the bust down tip. Okay. All right. So I would invite girls over to my house at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm such a needy bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I'm a needy fucking uppity ass hippie ass bitch, just contradicting as fuck. So I'd be like, hey, you can come over, but if you bring me a blue Gatorade, specifically blue, don't bullshit me, and it's the dark blue kind because that's the one I like. Okay. And they would come over and then we fuck, right? And then I'd be like, okay, that's it. So the weirdest thing, most of the time when I be fucking some of these studs, they would leave and they'd be like, okay, cool. But then there'd be this awkward time where this girl was like, can I just take a nap and then I'll get up and leave in a couple hours? And I was looking oh no. I was like, no. Look, that wasn't a part of the plan. Because if you're here in a couple hours, there's other people watching. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like a thing. It's not a thing. Okay? This is an after hours when people were asleep.
So the weirdest thing somebody ever done was stay.
Was try to stay. The weirdest thing is someone tried to stay at my house, for real.
Yeah. That would be
and
mine too.
It's even more weird when you're trying to pass the hint, but I'm really
and they just
tired,
refuse
but I have to get up
to
early.
pick up on cues.
And then
you gotta be rude and be like, okay, well, can you just please go?
Yeah. or leave yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I
Another
do.
weird thing I had happen was along the same lines when someone was like trying to stay, and I was like, no, you need to leave. They're like, oh, my ride, it can't pick me up until such and I was like, okay, but you can call it Uber, and they thought I was gonna pay for it. I was like, bitch, I'm not Drake.
If the pussy was good,
Look,
then she
I'm
would have
not
paid for it. Even if they gave you like some good strap, like some quality
No, look,
strap.
even if you give me quality strap, my coins are my coins. Honey.
Well.
And I know what I have. What I have is quality. So anytime you step into my space, you're getting a magical situation. So therefore, you can handle anything outside of that.
A whole new world. All right, third cup.
Third cup. Fuck. Okay. This isn't grapefruit, I don't think.
I know this. You getting it easier because you can see the colors and shit. I guess I can always look at them.
Huh? Nigga, this is tricky. I don't know what this is.
I think we stumped her, y'all.
I thought you was gonna get all of these shits. I'm not gonna lie. You vegan, you gonna leave like 4 things.
Fuck off.
These are the 4.
Okay, I'm gonna do a third taste on this one.
And disqualified.
Strawberry.
Do she get that right?
You
though?
bitch, you,
said
because she took a
first
third
step.
shot.
I needed it strawberry.
What was strawberry?
Okay,
And
I'm not gonna lie. I
Look,
didn't write
but
down
y'all
the
gotta
4th
look, that
question.
third
so I'm
sip
about to
is gonna make
revisit.
this other game like super fun. Cause
No,
look,
that
bitch
one,
kinda lit.
you 2 sips on that last one.
Okay. Okay. Y'all, they got me drunk on a Sunday.
3 touchdowns. She took the whole thing too.
Only because
I would say I will go to church, but look, if y'all don't follow me, go follow me and go watch my video on why I explained why I don't go to church no more.
All right, so this question is, we're going to revisit an old question that we did with Taj, but because his answer was just so good, I'm going to ask you, what is the weirdest porn that you've ever watched?
Damn, my answer was so
Oh, I wish I would have got
Yeah.
that because I'd be so far down the rabbit hole.
We're going to make you answer anyway. We all 3 have to answer because you did 3 sips.
Okay, I'll answer it because y'all about to get a side of me I ain't never seen
It's
or
okay.
heard, okay?
All right, I want to know.
Because the bitch is far down the rabbit hole in the porn world.
You watch a rabbit porn? This is so forced.
Look, it's almost like we're getting kind of weird.
Heavyn,
Huh?
what's the weirdest porn that you've ever watched?
The answer was midget porn.
Midget porn.
Yeah.
I have a new answer. I was watching porn. And it was like this house in like Russia or is Slovakia a place? It sounds right, but it also sounds wrong. What are they doing outside? What's that? They're tired of all
They're
the
tired of
fucking
all the problems.
I
Me
feel
too,
you. I
bruh.
feel you, sis.
I feel it.
We feel you, girl. But it's like this house. I don't know how to. I'm about to try to find it. It's basically this house where niggas like pay to come in and the girls be like behind the barrier and they just like fuck them.
Behind
They
the
can't see
barrier.
him?
You know what I'm talking about? You seen it? Oh, Todd said
They
that's
behind
light
the
work.
barrier?
But it's the whole house. And some of them don't be using condoms.
They fuck them behind the barrier?
Yes, let me find it. I'm
So
about
is
to
it
find
like
it.
bars and you fuck them through the bar?
It's like wood and like some of them their legs will be out, some of them their mouth will be out. Some of them
That
will be
actually
high.
sounds a little interesting.
It's just like a whole bunch of stuff
That
going
sounds
on.
kinda
But that's
interesting.
definitely. Let me see. Shazek fantasy porn.
Shazek fantasy.
CZECH. I feel like that's Russian, but I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I told you guys I get a lot of my creative energy from sex. So
This
I'm
is it.
here for the kink.
Look.
I love the kink. Oh wow, I'm here for that.
Look,
kink.
Heavyn.
That kink is it.
They being like, it's like a whole thing.
That's the
I don't
one.
know. Jasmine, can you see this?
That's the one.
Like on the camera, I mean. Can you put it up to the camera so I can see it? But that's the weirdest porn that I've ever. Jasmine said, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I see me in there.
Yeah.
That's it for me. Now, what about you? What's the weirdest
Me?
porn that you've ever watched?
I wouldn't even call it weird, cause I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. Like I enjoy it. I'm a kink. I am a kink. Like it's not a lie when they say like get you a spiritual bitch, cause she really will just try anything. Listen here, I will go to the depths of the bottom of the earth, and the sea, and everything in between. Okay.
Heavyn, what's the motto?
try everything once just to make sure you don't like it.
Everything
For real.
else.
Like, no bullshit. Like, that's where I find my most creativity. So, right now, I'm really into... So, I'm not gonna say it's the weirdest, but right now, I'm really into trans porn. So, I really like to watch, like, men that have had their transition but haven't had bottom surgery. Like, so they're men that transition, so they still have their vagina. And then with women...
Other way. Gotcha.
With women...
Girl, do you have a screen?
That's a lot. I'm supposed to let you borrow my my case.
With women that have transitioned, but they still have their dicks and they fuck each other, but it's like the opposite of what we're used to.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
A woman with a penis and a man with a vagina, and they fuck each other.
But I thought when women make their transition, their penis don't get hard. It just be like there.
When
or
women make
really
this,
small.
No, okay, so it actually does get hard, and it's small, but it's like an enlarged clit. It's like almost like a little. Like,
yeah, but it's like a Vienna sausage.
Yeah,
that's not interesting.
Bitches is out here.
I mean, not to you. That's trying. I mean, not to you. That's trying to like fuck a dick, but you know.
We do know some bitches that's fucking Vienna sausages out here, and to each its own.
But I'm not the each I told y'all, like I'm a real life kink. Like shit's kind of weird. But I'm exploratory. I like to figure out what my sexuality is all about. I don't like to limit myself. And, you know, like, do I date men? No. But a big question in the lesbian community is, like, since you don't date men, why do you take a strap? Like, because taking penetration is a form of enjoying sex, my nigga.
That's
has nothing to do with being a lesbian. I'd like to have a connection with feminine energy. However,
I would like to be penetrated.
Men need to bust down, okay?
I would answer no questions. I would just be like, I'm not fucking you, so don't worry about it. Whether I like niggas or not, who I don't like is you. That would be my answer.
Right there.
Shit. All right, last cut.
Okay, I'm going to end the slide. They got to watch the rest. Ooh.
It's your last sip. Come on.
No, stop playing with me.
Make it count.
I know this fruit. I don't know which one it is though, but I know this fruit. It's like a nectarine.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Because you said, is that your final answer?
It's pear. Let me make sure though.
Wow,
it is pear, but I'm gonna taste this because last time I didn't.
No, it's really bomb.
She got it wrong.
Okay, so this last question is the question that you tried to ask when Jordan was here. You was yelling all in the audience and shit. So I would save it for you. What is the craziest sex experience that you've ever had? Oh. You was asking that question like all boldly and all loudly. So now you gotta answer it.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've been fucking this girl that has been doing the motherfucking thing.
She got a whole dance going on.
Look, she was snatching the soul out the body, just harboring it in whatever space she harbors it in. And I wouldn't say it was crazy, but
you
it
call
was
it
the
Stephanie?
best.
I call it Heavyn.
Like what? Tatiana, I will bust down every time. Wait a minute. I will bust it wide open
like
for somebody's grandma.
Heavyn, like, it's been a while. What that strap looking like?
Look, okay, because she been doing the fucking thing, the whole thing. And you know, them the scary ones, because when
it tastes like apple juice.
It tastes
like apple. What is it? Applesauce is what it tastes like.
But yeah, so okay.
I love applesauce.
Okay, so look, I gotta give y'all a whole backstory so y'all to understand why it's the craziest sexual experience I ever had. Because the sex wasn't necessarily crazy. It was amazing, but the sex wasn't like crazy. But the situation's crazy. Okay. So I was dating this girl.
I don't even know what sex is anymore.
Look, listen here. Y'all finna get some lesbian tea. I was dating this girl.
I missed college. All the tea that I got was lesbian tea in college.
I was dating this girl, and me and a girl didn't work out. But me and the girl, when we were dating, she had this other ex that she used to date, and like they wanted to be friends. And I'm a cool ass nigga, you know. Like a bitch don't intimidate me. So
like y'all could be friends.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You could be our friend. But these bitches weren't really friends. They were more than that. Okay. So the girl ended up leaving her girlfriend. So I started fucking her ex-girlfriend.
Wait, huh?
We're gonna need a chart.
So my girl, okay, so my ex-girlfriend is now dating this new girl who used to be her ex-girlfriend. I was fucking her ex-girlfriend.
You was fucking your
The new-
ex-girlfriend's
The
ex-girlfriend?
ex-girlfriend's new girlfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I follow that.
Okay, you follow?
got it.
You follow? Okay, boom. And so there's that. And
I
it
will say,
honestly, like,
lesbian
I'm not
drama
gonna
is always good.
No, but look, I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. Like, it really was not. It was not on no malicious shit. It wasn't intended to be like, oh, I'm gonna just do this because I want to get back at so and so. Because I really didn't want my ex. My ego was at a point to where it was just like, I didn't want her to not want me. Like, bitch, you know who I am. You know, so that hurt.
Sometimes.
So that hurt, and you know that was a realization that I had to face. But okay, so I'm fucking this girl. Okay, look. So the very first time I flew to see her, she lives in Texas. I flew to see her in Austin. The very first time I went out there, we like fucked in the closet. I was kind of tipsy. I'm not gonna lie, but we fucked in the closet. And honey, listen. Okay, it was the shit and some more shit. It was all the things.
In the closet, it was like a quickie type of situation, and it was a longie,
situation.
a regular-y.
A
It was a situation.
A session.
A session. It was a session in the closet. Okay. And it was amazing. But we've also, okay, so one time her dad came to stay and he was like in her room. And so like we fucked on the couch because we slept on the couch because he like came into town to do something. But we fucked on the couch. It was to the point where her roommate came out and like took a picture of us naked on the couch. It was so
Did she
lit.
send it to you?
Yeah, but I got the picture. It wasn't completely naked. Like, we have clothes on, but you could see, like, her leg was out, but no drawers on. And, like, you could see me, you know, but, like, my nigga, it went down. I remember that. Like, I was a little tipsy, but I remember, like, she was eating the pussy from the back with the ass and the whole situation.
The whole
situation.
All
the
right.
whole meal. Not just the snack or the appetizer, the entire course.
I can't wait to experience that again.
And it was lit. I'm here for it. I'm here
It's
for
been
it.
a
She does a thing.
long-
I'm not gonna lie. She does a whole thing.
A long time coming, but I know.
Well, shout out to her.
A change gonna come. All right. So, we know that you aren't a rapper or a singer, but you do write.
I do write.
So, if you would like to give a crack at our Brunches and Freestyle Wheel,
I would love to give
you
a
would
crack
love to
at
do it? All right. Well, do you want to go a cappella or you want to be?
The wheel.
Hey,
I can
The
go a
wheel.
cappella. I'm
You
an
wanna go
a cappella
acapella?
nigga.
The
Yeah.
wheel.
Hey,
The
get it,
wheel.
get it,
Hey,
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 get it, get it, get it. Get the wheel, it's the wheel, the freestyle wheel, and she will
Okay.
I feel so
give you
like,
some.
So what I do, I just spin it or what?
Yes, so it's time for the freestyle wheel. How this game works is our guest is going to spin the wheel. The microphone indicates the arrow, and whatever brunch item it lands on is going to be the topic of her freestyle, and she's chose to go a cappella.
I just hope I don't get sausage.
Fruit!
Okay, fruit,
There we go,
okay.
right up your alley, yo, vegan. Vegan ass. All right.
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
Okay. Boom. Boom. I don't really like sweets, but I fuck with fruit. It's good for me and it's good for you. I put the shit in my body because it's mostly water and it give me a little sweetness and I like the order. Hey! It keeps me aligned with my motherfucking chakras and I like that shit because I be speaking proper and sometimes I don't and sometimes I got a little twang and I don't give a fuck. It's a thing.
Hey, got the twang in the thing. Don't give a fuck, it's really a thing.
That's it.
My little cousin is calling me. I like that. That was fun.
That was my rap.
People be scared of it, but you're not.
I'm here for it.
Appreciate that.
I'm here for it.
Fake niggas don't show me love, and all you fake bitches, I don't want your hugs. I got this pistol with a gang of hundreds, and this drop Mercedes Benz get done blunted. Don't be surprised if you don't get what you never wanted. I'm on my fifth fly whip while you ain't never stunted. Never going broke, funny cause I never budget. Lot of niggas around now that I ain't never fuck with. That's why I'm in and out of town, out in other countries. It's like the less I come around, the more I get money. And I've been catching wind lately that the feds want me, but I'm gonna keep getting get rich or it's gon' get ugly. So my mama, I'm a gangbang graduate. Pioneered the transition from this crippin' wasn't easy, nigga, but I mastered it. That's why I still deliver rap so passionate. Built my own lane, ain't no nigga ever hand me shit. Sloss and Nav, do you understand the averages? The fact I'm still standing speaks values to my savages. We lust lavishness and aim for extravagance. Even if it's only temporary, at least we had the shit.
All right, so we're back now, and it's time to talk a little bit more about yourself and what you do. So, you're a writer, or writeHER.
Yes, I am a writeHER.
But you also are a life coach and an energy healer.
I am.
So I want to talk a little bit more about how you kind of went on this path, because we go a little back. You feel me? We went to high school together.
Right. Okay.
And I just want to know how, like, what brought you to this where you are today in the present moment.
So I guess I've always been writing. Writing was always like my outlet, because if you know me, then you know that I didn't grow up with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that I grew up with my aunt. And I played sports for the most part, but my life was never.
We played basketball together.
Right. Okay, but we didn't really play. I sat on the bench. Let's be real. I sat on the bench. Okay, basketball wasn't my sport. Softball was my thing.
You was there.
Right, but I think I just held a lot of trauma and a lot of negative energy because my parents were there, and not because I really felt some type of way about it. Now that I'm getting older, but I realized that I was kind of conditioned to feel some type of way about it, that your parents are supposed to be there for you, that these are the two people that brought you into the world. But as I evolved, I started to realize that it really didn't hurt me, and I wanted to understand why it didn't hurt me. And then I started to realize that maybe the soul contracts we made before we even incarnated into this earth experience was that these were the people that would bring me here, and then I would find the rest of my family along the way, because I truly do feel like the friends that I've created are my family. Like, they feel nothing less than, they feel like I've known them my entire life, like the whole thing, whether it was a past life or a new life. I feel like I've known them forever. So what really happened is I joined the military.
Do you remember that time we saw each other randomly at a hair shop in San Diego?
We did. So I was in the military at that time. I was in the Navy, and I was stationed in San Diego, and I was still kind of like all over the fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt good to be in a new environment with new people that had no idea who you are and where you came from. And then I kind of got into bad relationships, and I was kind of just reliving my childhood over and over through different people and through different situations that I brought into my life. And after multiple bad relationships, and I kind of gained a really bad drinking problem, and I was really depressed, and I was filled with anxiety. I got sexually abused while I was in the military, and I was like still forced to work with that person. It was kind of just like swept under the rug. And then, I lost a cousin to a really bad car accident, and then I lost one of my best friends to suicide, and I became very suicidal. And every time I tried to kill myself, I wouldn't die. And then I gained a really bad drinking problem, and I got 2 DUIs. In 2015 was my second DUI. Wow. And I ran into another person head on. And for some reason, they drove away. And, it saved me from getting a felony DUI. And it saved me from a bunch of different things. But I realized that, wow, I made it out. And I made it out of both times where I tried to kill myself. There's a reason I'm supposed to be here. And I didn't know what it was. And then I realized that it was to tell people what it is that I found out during this entire process. And kind of just realizing that it's not about who you are. It's about you remembering what you are underneath who you are. Because we can choose to be whoever we want to be. And we do it throughout our lives. We become different people over and over and over and over. Sometimes we're the lazy friend, the inconsistent friend. And sometimes we're the strong friend and the one that always shows up. But over and over, you can change the mask that you wear. But I think that during those times of being down and depressed, I forgot what I was. I forgot where I came from, that I was a part of God or a part of Source or a part of whatever higher power that we think is out there. And getting to that point made me realize that the only real thing that we're searching for is a purpose. But the only purpose is to just live. It's to be here. Us being here is the purpose. It was that is what you're supposed to do, is be here and then create the best experience that you can. And from that and going through therapy and things, I realized that therapy didn't work for me because it was too focused on the past. And as I see time is very linear. No time matters but the present moment. The past is already gone. You can't change it. The present is not here. So right now is really the only thing that's real and the only thing that matters. And
but you don't think it's important to understand your past and like the patterns that you've had in the past, maybe to help make your present and your future better?
I think it's good to understand them and to reflect on them. I don't think it's healthy to get stuck in them as much as we do.
Okay.
We get stuck in the mindset of not reflecting, but most of us are saying we're reflecting, but what we're really doing is sitting in that and trying to create different scenarios and trying to say, well, I wish it would have happened this way, or it should have happened this way, or why didn't it happen this way? And I think that's the detrimental part, because I do think reflection is a great part of growth. However, a lot of us really aren't reflecting. We're sitting in our past emotions and trying to change them, or trying to see them from a different light instead of accepting them for what they are. And reflecting on what we can learn from what it actually is, rather than trying to change it into something else, because it can't be changed. So I think I kind of fell into life coaching because I just realized that psychology wasn't resonating with me anymore, because it was solely just trying to focus on how to unpack the past, when the past, in a sense, sometimes it just, after a point you realize it's not real. There's nothing you can do about it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Once it's done. But what are you going to do right now to change your life? And that was the biggest thing that I was stuck on. It wasn't that all these things happened to me. It wasn't that I had bad life experience. It was like, what do I do now? Who can I be now? What do I become now?
So you talked about a little bit of what brought you to where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
But what about a little bit more of the in-between? So, like, you didn't, like, wake up from the DUI and then be like, fuck it. I'm seeing everything brighter now. Like, what were kind of the steps that you had to take in between? Like, what are some of the processes that you went through in between that to build up to where you are now?
Okay, so from the DUI, I actually got kicked out of the military,
mm-hmm.
and that's something that I strayed away from telling people for a very long time. I tried to hold up this image of, like, oh, I just finished my contract and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, I got kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they put me out. It wasn't for me. But immediately after I got out, I was working in the same lab that I was working in while I was in the military, but I was working there as a civilian. And I was making more money, so I was feeling myself, But then I realized that wasn't for me. And I quit that, and I started doing poetry full time. And I had a very supportive group of friends. I was just like, I had a lot of friends that had the same outlooks as me, that challenged me to be better. But then, relationships and interpersonal communications with other people was really my weak point, because I felt like the reference I had for what unconditional love was, like parents, I didn't have that. So in relationships, I would project that same image back into my reality. And so even though I was doing great, I was on a poetry slam team for San Diego. We took second in nationals, and this girl came into my life who we were friends at one point, and I took the bait. I was just like, well, everything else is going great in my life, so, this is another, like, now I get to have my perfect love, and everything's just a full circle. I moved to Chicago, and I was around only her family and her people, and I didn't have any friends there, and I was just around a person who was still healing themselves and working on themselves for the most part, and we didn't work out, and it kind of, like, introduced me back to myself, like, okay, you thought you had it all, but you didn't. And what they were trying to show me, or what the universe, I guess, was trying to show me the whole time, was just that material things mean nothing if you don't have yourself. Because I literally felt like I had it all. I was living in the middle of San Diego in North Park in a nice ass, apartment. I was driving a BMW. I thought I was doing it, right? And I was young, so I was like, okay, yeah, this is what life is. And then life kind of put me on my ass and stripped me of everything, and made me realize that if I don't have that connection with myself, or that connection with some type of higher entity, then I'll always lose purpose. I'll always lose meaning, because I wasn't connected to what I am at the very source. And so I was just using all these other things to kind of fill that empty space. So in between all of that time, like, I went through a relationship and I was cheated on. I was lied to. I accept things that were less than what I deserved. I treated myself less than what I deserved. I forgot about who I was. I forgot about what I wanted to do in life. And I completely became a person that was solely just focused on pleasing someone else, because I was running away from my problems and running away from what really hurt me and what I was going through. And I looked for security in someone else, and it made me very insecure, and it made me continuously seek for approval and always compare myself to other people, and I never felt good enough. And I went through that for a year and a half. This girl broke up with me, and I stayed in Chicago. I got my own apartment close to her to try to make a situation work just so I wouldn't look like I was wrong.
Yeah.
Just so shit wouldn't look like, you know, like I fucked up.
So your pride won't be affected.
And in that time, that meant me sacrificing being in a place completely by myself with no friends, no family, no nothing. And I really had to look myself in the face one day and really be like, okay, bitch, you need to tighten up. Because ain't nobody coming to save you, so what's up? Like, what are we finna do? And I think it got to a point to where I finally decided I was going to move from Illinois. I was like, I can't stay here anymore. She doesn't want to be with me. She's toying me around. You know, my life is going into shambles because of this. My career is off. Everything's off. My entire life is just off right now. So I moved to Seattle, and then everyone's true colors started to show, and that's when I think it clicked for me, is when I moved to Seattle. It clicked. I was like, wow, I've been stuck in one emotion, one feeling, one person for a year and a half. Instead of moving forward, I've always, every choice I made, every decision I made played off of that one moment that happened in my life. Instead of deciding to be someone else and deciding to have someone else. And once I realized that, it fucking clicked. And I was like, oh no, it's game time. Like, I was like, this is a wrap. Like, I ain't no weak ass bitch. You got me fucked up. I said, you got me fucked up. This shit is a wrap. I'm over this. You know? And then once I realized that, then nothing could stop me. I was just like, let's get it.
All right, so you have your hands in a couple of different projects and businesses.
I do.
So can you talk to us a little bit about what The Resilient is, and also your work, Shedding Past Lives? So put that
yes, okay. So The Resilient is my brand. That's the brand I created behind my mission, and I feel like my mission is to show people what it is and how it is they can keep going even when life feels like it gets hard, because I feel like that's what stops us. Life tries to come at us or tries to fight us or whatever, you know, people's opinions and how we feel about ourselves and all these things. So I created The Resilient around the fact of what does it mean to keep going? How do you find that intrinsic motivation that makes you want to make these changes in your life? And so I just found a way to continuously like research people and talk to people and figure out what is it that worked for you, because it's different for everyone. We all go through different shit, but we can all help each other. Because it's like we're going through different shit, but we're all going through very similar emotions at the end of the day. But then beyond that, like, that's the brand that I'm using to create, like, kind of like my product line behind, you know, The Resilient. So I have a candle line that's coming out very soon. I'm working on a couple of collabs with other people. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And then I have a spin-off of that, which is called The Resilience Room, which is a private-only event, invite-only event space that I hold that focuses completely on resilience and the awakening of the inner consciousness. Okay. And so if you're invited to the events, then what we do is we hold space for people's awakening and for them to kind of face their biggest fears and their biggest insecurities and completely transform their thought process at the end of the day. In my book, Shedding Past Lives, is a book I wrote 2 years ago after I got out of my last relationship. And it was kind of just me letting go of all that hurt, letting go of all the things that people have done to me, letting go of those stories I've been telling myself, really. Because these are just stories we tell ourselves, and we can tell ourselves whatever story. It was me letting go of those versions so I can adopt versions of my story that were way more powerful than the ones that kept me in that victim seat. And those stories that I was telling before kept me in a very victim seat, in a very, like, life is happening to me because I was choosing not to happen back to it.
Okay.
But that's that. On that.
All right, so when we were talking at the Women's Room LA event, you were talking about, I was talking to you a little bit about how I wanted to like start networking and stuff like that and just being out, and you were saying how, kind of how you said earlier, you were, you know, you've been making it a point to get out and interact with people in person versus being online and the social media thing. But you do have a pretty good social media following.
I do.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you balance being able to step outside of your social media life when you also have to maintain your social media life? Because those things, especially for, like you said, you started your YouTube channel, you're an author, you have your hands in a bunch of different things, but at the same time, promotion for those things come from your social media life, and you have a strong social media following. How do you balance the two?
Well, first, I would say, like, the strongest presence you'll ever have is always going to be word of mouth. When we talk about marketing in a marketing sense, even in the educational world of college people, word of mouth is always going to be the most strongest, prominent source you're going to have. And what I kind of realized is that social media gives a false illusion of what's really going on. So to maintain my balance, instead of what most people have done nowadays is create their life around social media. People are making content for social media.
Mm-hmm.
What I've done with mine is I've chosen to document my life and make my social media an extension of my real life, an extension of my actual life that I'm actually living every day in real time. And then I post about the things that actually happen, versus creating content about things I wish would happen or should probably happen or it sounds good to talk about or this is going to get followers or likes or whatever. I made it an extension of my actual real life, of what I actually really do, of what I'm actually really thinking, and that made everything a lot easier to balance. And I realized it was hard to balance when I was trying to create a whole nother life.
Yeah, it's so much easier to be yourself because that's what you always are gonna be.
Yeah, I was like, this is what I'm already doing, you know, like, and that's why I love that I started my YouTube channel, because it's talking about the things that I already talked to my friends about. It's nothing new, so it's not like I have to go out of my way, and I feel like that's where people hit creative stumps and they get like burnt out and they don't like to do it anymore. It's because they're doing things that don't actually resonate or align with them at all, because they're literally curating a whole nother image for social media, whereas I'm just extending my image onto this platform that's already there. But it's an image that's already there that I uphold in real life. So when people meet me, it's not like, oh, you're a catfish. It's just like, oh, fuck, you're actually the same person you are online.
I'm getting the same as I am.
Same
Nicole.
energy,
She is
right?
Nicole.
Like,
that shit is
keep
real.
that same energy.
All right, well, I want you to go ahead and drop all of your social media and your websites and anywhere that people can find you and your content, your books, everything that you're working on, so they can know where to find you.
Okay, so first, if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, I do a lot of videos about spirituality, self-help, awareness, consciousness,
and she be
resilience.
Smoking.
And I be smoking. I be blowing it up. Okay. But yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube if you search Cole's Comments. And then on all social media.
COLES.
Yeah, COLES Comments. And then if you search me on Instagram, on Facebook, or on Twitter, it's at I am Cole Lawson, IAMCOLELAWSON. And then if you are on my Instagram page, you will also have the links that are available to my newsletter, where you can sign up for my newsletter. Every Monday I'm dropping wisdom, tips, tricks, affirmations, real talk in your inbox.
Hey, I want to say, no cap. And yes, I know how to use no cap now. Okay,
no cap.
My little brother be telling me what to say. You posted a video maybe like 2 weeks ago, where you were talking about like setting daily intentions and stuff like that, and I started doing that, and it has been very helpful. Like just
it
like
does,
you know,
you
like,
just have like a goal for your day.
Yeah, like just like something small to just be like, let me.
And
it's something to keep you, something to keep you going. Because I have found like with me not working, some days I just don't be feeling motivated to do anything. And so setting a daily intention is just gives me the motivation to do something today. Like, don't waste your day just because you feel like I shouldn't feel like because I'm not working then my day is wasted.
Exactly, because your job doesn't define you. Exactly. At the end of the day.
So I like that. So I just wanted to let you know that like I have been doing that.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys can find all that information there, because my other Instagram pages are on my main page. You'll find like at the Resilience Room and For the Resilient. But yeah, those are all the places you can find me on social media. Talk to me, I talk back. You feel me?
Talk to me,
I talk back. Let's talk money, I show talk that.
Hey. All right.
So come on and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Come on, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Cause shotgun bullets are bad for you.
What's up, y'all? And we're back. It is time for the check. For our new listeners, it's the portion of the show where we choose somebody to go in on because niggas and niggas be fucking up every day. Heavyn. Who are you checking this week?
I am checking Megan Thee Stallion.
Why?
Because she has not dropped the workout video. That's why.
Bitch.
I'm tired of looking like that. I'm trying to look like her.
Because you was about to have, you said you started not looking like her.
Yeah.
All right, I can second that. Back.
And she wasn't always that built. And she didn't get nothing done, which means that workout.
Stallion.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a stallion too.
5'10" stallion.
The pony, period.
Heavyn the pony. You know your limits, huh? You like, I won't be a stallion, but I'll be a pony.
But that's who I'm checking. Meg, this goes out to you. Camille, who you checking?
So I'm checking 2 different groups, but the same subject. I don't know if y'all been following the shit that's been going on with Cardi B. She released like a video or something. Mm-hmm. Some nigga came for her and said something about her like drugging him to rob him or something like that, but he came out and said that it was fake. But she did confess that that was the life that she lived or whatever. She was robbing niggas. She was a stripper hoe. She was sticking niggas up. She was a trapper. She's blood affiliated. That's the life that she lived, right? So on one hand, I'm checking the people that are comparing her to like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and shit, when we don't have like 90% of male rappers today that talk about robbing niggas and selling drugs and shit like that. Like, that's the culture. She came out as a gangster rapping type of bitch, and that's the culture. Niggas get robbed every day. So, you feel me? So I want to say that that's bullshit for y'all to try to compare her in that lane. I don't agree. Most of it is like crazy Nicki fans, right? So, whatever. Second person I want to check is Rick Ross, because he posted a video where he was kind of trying to like defend what Cardi was saying, and in that he started talking about his situation. Where let's all revisit. Let's all revisit. He said, "Put Molly all in her champagne. She didn't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that.
She didn't even know it.
There's no other way to interpret that besides rape. No other way to interpret that. You literally are saying that she didn't give consent. She didn't even know it." So for him trying to come in and try to like cap for Cardi, but at the same time talk about, he said like, because when I made that line, that was a line that resonated with people, and those are the people I made that song for, because that was the culture that we was living. Like, you were living a rape culture. You're making songs for rapists. Like him trying to explain and defend Cardi and defend himself didn't make any sense. It didn't make anything that he said better. It didn't sound like a man who learned his lessons. Like, you lost the bag, you lost your contract with Reebok. It didn't sound like he still understood the severity of what his line meant. And couple that with a lot of the things that we know about Rick Ross, and like how he said that he would never have a woman on his label because he would have to sleep with her if she's on his label. Like, he's done and said a lot of things to the point where for the most part I'm able to like separate the person from the music. I don't even listen to Ross anymore because he's done and said a lot of rapey shit where I just be like, bro, I don't know, I'm over it. So the way that he was trying to defend, I posted this on my personal Twitter, the way that he was trying to defend her, it just wasn't right. And he was bringing up his own situation and saying, well, I made music for the dudes that live that culture, like the culture of putting pills in bitches' drinks and they don't even know it, and taking them home and fucking them, they don't even know it. I don't care if I know right now we're all shedding light on this consent culture and rape culture, but I feel like most decent people would know even back then, just because it wasn't Twitter. You should know back then, me having sex with this girl that I have to drag into my home isn't good. Like, Twitter shouldn't have been the thing to taught you like, oh, that was bad. Like, no, you taking advantage of a bitch that's really drunk, or you drugged. Like, if you had to wait for her to be drugged or drunk for her to want to sleep with you, that shouldn't have set well in your spirit. So you saying that you made music for those niggas doesn't sit well in my spirit.
And then it's whack niggas. Like, y'all,
like you so whack. You feel me? There's so many niggas I would give up my pussy to sober, ready, and willing. So if you gotta wait for a bitch for her judgment to be all fucked up to give you puss, then you weak. So that's who I'm checking this week. Nicole, who are you checking this week?
This week, I was also gonna check Cardi B fans, but I think I'm gonna check humans today. I think I'm gonna check humans in our compassion, and I'm gonna check humans on our illusion that we live in this world of ego, in this world of hate and jealousy that we live in, that causes us to do stupid things like this Nipsey Hussle situation. I'm checking the fact that we get so butthurt by the shit that we don't want to face about ourselves, that we want to point the finger at somebody else, and it becomes a jealousy crime or a hate crime or anything more than what it really is deep down. And what it really is deep down is you don't like yourself. You're not okay with your life. You're not okay with the choices you've made. And so now you have a vendetta against somebody else and their opinion or the way they're living, because you cannot completely sit in the way that you're fucking living. So I'm checking humans in general to wake the fuck up and to realize that your life is the way that the fuck it is because of you. Not because of nobody else, not because of what anybody else got going on, not because of what other opportunity somebody else has, because an opportunity can always be created. My nigga, there's not a lack of resources, there's a lack of resourcefulness. I don't give a fuck where you came from. Period. Point blank. And that's that on that.
Alright, well, let's move on.
Look, I'm from West Side, California. they run up on you. Ask you where you from and check your tats under your clothing. Hustle, go hard, make sure my knot's swollen. Fuck you, say the wrong hood, bullets explode, and I trust few people these days, cause that's gold. I seen niggas get killed for who they roll with and chose to keep inside they circle. Satan sitting on your sofa. Same nigga that shot you was the one you used to smoke with. Cold shit, my whole clique notorious. You heard of us? 6 souls is murderers. You still serving clubs? Jealous nigga, you broke as fuck. Yo, bitch on my nuts. Spilling Patron out my cup. She can't get enough. Buffing me down as I puff on the finest kush. They say I be doing too much. I just do my stuff. Yeah, I just do my stuff. Hustle, hustle. Blue lace.
Alright, y'all, and we're back for the final segment of the show. It's time for the tip, but just because it was just a lot for us to get through this episode, constantly being updated on everything that's going on with Nipsey, we just want to leave a tip for Nipsey Hussle, his family, his friends, his loved ones, his fan base, everything that's going on. We just sending love, prayers, energy, light,
That's
all of that shit. Like, it's not...
And be safe.
Exactly.
Stay safe out here.
Like, this is... You know, it's sad because I wouldn't call it a running joke, but it is a running narrative of, like, you know, when the sun comes out in LA, where everybody is out in the summertime and shit, that's when a whole bunch of niggas start to die and start to get shot and just a whole bunch of bullshit start happening. Yeah.
I think it's just more fucked up. You know, when we get on as black people, they always say, come back to the hood. Which is, you know, you come back to the hood, you real, quote unquote. Which he did, but he was rebuilding his community. Exactly. It still wasn't enough. Which is fucked up, which is why you really can't come back. You gotta just do you.
You just gotta think about it. You never gonna be enough for niggas that don't see enough in themselves.
I really remember reading something talking about the statistics of rappers that get killed being in their own city. Like, that's really an actual thing.
It's
like,
niggas hate on it. Like, everybody wants to see you win until you win.
It's a level of envy and stuff like that.
The amount of rappers that are trying to make it versus the ones that have made it. There's a lot of niggas envious and jealous.
And just the fact that Nipsey was so much more than a rapper, like he went so much more beyond that since day one. Like you could find interviews of this nigga when he was like young baby Nip, like Bullets Ain't Got No Name Volume 1, like always saying how he wanted to build his community and do better for his people and where he's from. So it's not an easy pill to swallow. Like I said, we are LA natives. We all remember when he was first coming up, all of the positive things that he tried to do.
Was
just
Nipsey.
For us.
Before he was Nipsey.
Hello, me having no gang affiliation, talking about I grew up in the 60s. Rapping that shit in my little 1991 Honda Bucket Accord in high school. Like, so it's just disheartening. It's nothing you want to see. It's nothing you want to hear. It's definitely something
especially
that
changed our mood. Especially now when you see your own
really
trying to make change, really trying to spread positivity and do something
a local superhero.
You feel me? Like really trying to come back and change the way that people view the world, the way that people experience their life, the way that people experience. You feel me? Like a lot of people that grew up in LA, like y'all only see the Compton shit. Y'all only see what's portrayed on the TV. Like we really live this shit, man. Nigga, like no, it wasn't as bad as they made it seem, but we really ain't rich. You feel me? Like, we was really all out here trying to get it for each other, trying to get it any way we could. So when we see our people make it, we feel that shit on another level. Cause it's like, wow, like that could be me. That is me. You feel me? Like I seen you before you even made it.
But so even not just making it, the fact that he went so many more steps beyond.
Yeah, it was like you didn't just make it, like you made it and you came back for us, man. Nigga, like you didn't leave us here.
For example, and I'm not trying to throw any shade, so I don't know how good this analogy is, but like Jay-Z is now, I'm not from New York, so I don't know how much he was doing from New York beforehand, but now, you know, he's become this like really positive role model in the black community, doing things for black people. Nipsey wasn't nowhere near touching the money that Jay-Z was making or in the game for as long as he was. But immediately, the first thing that he started to do when he started getting a little bit of change and a little bit of influence is work for us and work for the people around him and just implementing positive change. So it's not an easy pill to swallow. It's not something that's going to be overlooked, and it's not something that most of the people in LA aren't really going to sit with and resonate with, and just something that it is something that affected all of us. It's not something that we could just pretend like is not going on right now. It changed the whole mood today. Man. It's going to change my whole mood for a long fucking time. I don't know. So we're sending, our tip this week is for Nipsey Hussle. Everything that you've done, everything that your influence will continue to do for all of us.
Yeah.
Hustle in the house, always and forever. And thank y'all for tuning into this week's episode of Brunchism.